Recording in progress.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Ah,
Saglit lang. Okay na. So, Brother Roy, yan na yung PowerPoint.
nakikita ba yung PowerPoint?
Okay. Dinig na ako?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just wait ha. Okay, good evening. Kumusta na ang lahat?
Mabuti naman. Kayo po dyan, sir.
Eto, binagyo tayo noon. Ang lakas ng bagyo rito.
Pero okay naman.
Halos magdamag. Isang linggong umulan. Tapos magdamag yung malakas ang bagyo.
Ano Pampanga yata sa sila?
Pero
Saan
parang
po kayo?
takot ang bagyo sa China. No? Ayaw tumuloy sa China ng bagyo eh. Nalulusaw bago dumating ng China.
Oh, pagod na dyan sa Pilipinas.
Hmm.
Ay, sorry.
Okay. So, lahat ba ay nandiyan na? So, sino ba ang ano natin? In charge natin sa ating attendance. Sister Helen, kompleto na ba tayo?
Ilan ba tayo lahat? Ilan po ba tayo lahat, sir? Hindi ko alam.
Nasa 10 o 12?
Ilan ni Mark? Wala. Sino pa ba?
I see. Baka mamaya pa. Okay. So, we can start. So, Brother Lord, can you open with a prayer?
Please, Jay, may my prayer. Narinig ba ako?
Yes,
po.
yes.
Okay. Jay, may my prayer. Good evening, our loving heavenly parents, victorious parents of heaven and earth and humankind. Truly, we are so grateful that every now and then you've been educating us, equipping us with the knowledge that we can use for our mission. We pray that as we continue learning our subject together with our teacher, Dr. Gonzales, we pray that we can be able to invite your holy presence to be within our midst, so that everything that we learn, we can always offer it to you, and hoping that this can be used for future mission. Thank you once again. I'd like to report and pray this in my name. Welcome us in our blessed family. Ju.
Thank you. So, once again, good evening. Sa isang linggo, ilan ang klase nyo?
Ilan ba? Isa, dalawa, tatlo, apat. 5 po, sir.
5. So, yun ay 5 subject din? Tama ba?
Sa iyo, 2 subject. And then, kay Doc Cirilo, kay Bishop Soria, at kay Doc Agolan. Kaya 5 lahat.
Sa akin,
Sir
sir,
Harwin
it's
pa.
ano,
Kay Sir Harwin.
Hindi ako nagsali dyan.
I have 26 units and plus 2 sit-in, so 30 units.
Wow, ang
I
dami.
have 10 subjects every week.
Yes, makakatapos ka agad niyan. So,
Kaya-
anong trabaho pala, Brother Roy?
Ano ako sa company yung gumagawa ng mga prototype ng iba't ibang sasakyan sa Japan.
I see. Nice.
Prototyping.
Ang Japan ba ay nag-produce na ng electric car?
Oo, yung ginagawa namin ngayon, mga parts ng Tesla cars.
Yung e-cars, no?
Mga Tesla, yung ano.
Paano ang charging nun? How many hours bago mag-charge?
May mga ano din, charging station na mga pang nagpro-provide
I see.
yung government ng mga charging station.
I see. No? So another income dun sa i-invest ng electric charger, no?
Oo.
So So I hope na sana'y makatapos agad kayo within 2 years o 1 year kung possible. Pero hindi yata hindi yata possible sa 1 year yun. So siguro mga the most is 3 years. Okay. So let us thank you. I admire, no, thumbs up or good job doon sa mga inyong mga sagot sa klaseng talagang you have research, no? And I wish na everything will retain para pagkuha nyo ng exam ay magiging madali ang pagpasa nyo. So the coverage of exam is professional edu, tapos general education, tapos major. No? So let's start with our subject matter. So this teaching profession 2. So we have done with the history of teaching and other things. So now we concentrate in teaching profession. Okay, first slide please, Brother Roy. So key aspect of the teaching profession is number 1 is instruction. So how will you describe this? No? So according to this, key aspect of teaching profession is instruction. Any idea from the class? So when we say instruction, that means yes. You have something to share, Brother Roy?
Mag-ano sana ako na.
Yes,
Sagot naman
okay.
kayo.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think set of instruction is like a set of like complete task to or procedures like that.
Yes. Okay. So other
Steps,
things.
steps of
So
actions. I think steps of actions and procedures.
okay. Yes, procedures. So that means actually instruction is that refers to the pedagogy, no? Pedagogy or the strategy that you are going to use in teaching. And that is very important. Now we know what we are going to use and strategy. So there are many strategy. Then along the way, as we discuss, as you move up with your teaching education, then you can discover everything about the teaching instruction. Okay. Then another thing is the curriculum development. So when we speak about curriculum development, this refers to the content, context, no, terminologies, then ideas, and the whole aspect of what you are going to teach. So each subject, there is a curriculum development. So based on the curriculum development designed by the government, you are going to teach in accordance with the government design curriculum development. Of course, the government will only give the general view, and then along the way, you are going to dissect, to dissect the objective and the aspect that you are going to teach with the student. Then you have also assessment, evaluating student progress. So that is number 1, that we know how to assess, we know how to evaluate student progress, providing feedback and ensuring safety. So when we say providing feedback, that means we know how to talk, to relate to the students of their accomplishment. One way is they say, "Oh, good job. Okay, 5 star." You did a great thing. So those are the things. And then at the same time, if they are going down, okay, you will also tell them that they are going down, they're going up. So that means that is part of the assessment and evaluation. And another thing is very crucial is the classroom management, no? So the classroom management is very crucial because you must know how to deal with different kinds of students, especially during this matatag curriculum, the K to 12 curriculum, and then at the same time the Department of Education policy, inclusive education. When we talk about inclusive education, this refers na we cannot choose. No, you cannot choose whom we are going to teach, whom we are going to accept as a student. That means every Filipino has the privilege, has the right, no, to be educated. So, for example, they are naughty, no, they are hard-headed. There is no chance to complain. Rather, we have to adjust, to be flexible when we speak about the classroom management. And classroom management is very crucial, no, in the attainment of your objective of your curriculum. Because once that classroom management is distracted, then everything will collapse. Classroom management is like a home management, right? So when we speak about home management, that means you must know how to deal with your wife, with your husband, with your children, with your mates, no? Once you cannot do it, then there is something wrong with home management. Similarly, in the classroom management, we need also to develop the ability to manage the classroom very carefully, tactfully, and then you must have all the strategy. For example, we have during this time in Department of Education, you will have six classes, no? Six classes. That means you have six section. So when we speak about six section, that means how many pupils? That means that would be around 300, the most, no? The highest is 300. So that means you have to deal with 300 character, 300 attitude, and then each section accordingly manifests different kind of attitude. No, for example, section A will be different to section B. Section B will be different to section C, and section C will be different to section D, and section D will be different to section E. No, so that means you must know how to deal individually at the same time as a whole in the section. So that constitute the classroom management. Then aside from that, because we are talking about that we are second parent, that means we need to support the students. That means we will not rely that, oh, they know everything. No? For example, okay, bahala na sila. No, we cannot do that. We need to support them in any aspect of their student life. Sometimes in the family problem, individual problem, personal problem, no? All the matters regarding the students we need to support. And then collaboration. So that means we need to collaborate with our superiors, with our co-teachers, with the community, no? Because the success of teaching profession not only lies of our educational background or our credential, but it also depends on our collaboration with our stakeholders. When we speak about stakeholders, that is those people who are supporting us, individually or privately, corporation, company. So those are the stakeholders, and then including the community, including the local government unit, no, and then including the parents. Okay. Then professional development. When we talk about professional development, it doesn't stop. No, it doesn't stop when we are already graduate. No, for example, If you are a teacher, you need to continue studying. You need to take the masteral degree, the doctoral degree. In some other point is you need to take seminars, no, workshop, trainings. Those are professional development. Okay, that we need to to adhere to develop. No, so these are the key aspect of the teaching profession that we need to develop: the instruction, the curriculum development, assessment and evaluation, providing feedback, classroom management, student support, then collaboration, then professional development. Any question or any additional insight with regards to our discussion?
Okay lang po, sir.
Okay, so
Hindi pa ma-practice.
next slide. Yes, yes. Yes, okay po. Okay. So next slide. So teachers work in various settings. That means teacher is not only in primary and secondary. That is one aspect of being a teacher when we talk about setting, primary and secondary. When we say primary, it constitutes the nursery, the kindergarten, and the elementary. When we talk about secondary, it constitutes the seniors, the and juniors. And then we have the college and universities. No, so what is the difference between college and universities, by the way? Any idea?
Oo nga, no? Hindi ko na.
What is the difference? Any idea between the difference or your idea about college and universities?
Doc.
Yes, go ahead,
Hello po,
Sister
Doc.
Minnie.
Para sa akin po ang college kasi is they are offering limited courses only while universities nag-o-offer sila ng more courses. Yun po yung ano ko idea.
Yes, that is one aspect. No, that is good. That is one aspect. Another idea?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, yes, Sister Elsa, go ahead.
College actually typical offer mga undergraduates, program associates, and bachelor's degree. And in some, ano din, yung college also provide certification, mga diploma, and special fields. And while university is generally mag-provide both undergrad, graduate programs, and including mga doctoral degrees. And often nagkaroon ng multiple college department. So, from college to arts and Bachelor of Science. So, yun yung scope ng university. Medyo malawak.
Yes,
Unlike
yes, okay.
college, usually smaller lang siya. And then the university is a larger institution. Medyo nag-offer siya ng wider variety na programs and multiple courses. Yun po ang difference. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so it refers to the courses at the same time to the population and then to the accomplishment, no? So it's talk about the accomplishment, the courses, the population, and of course the accommodation. Now, when we talk about accommodation, is how many buildings or facilities? What is the facilities that also included? Okay, we have the special education institution. So that means when we talk about special education, it refers to the inclusive education. So when we talk about inclusive education, we're talking about different disability, physical disability, no, mental disability, emotional disability, because in the class, no, you will deal with different kind of character, different kind of attitude, and sometimes it is it is caused by their disability. No. And then to notice that and to deal with that means you need an special education institution. It also connotes, for example, yes, okay, good evening. It connotes also different kind aspect of specialization. Okay, when we talk about special education. But the common, no, the common knowledge about special education, it deals with the disability of the students, the character, the attitude, the mentality, the emotion. And then we have the online educational platform, and that is what we are doing now. This is the online educational platform.
Nawala?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sandali ah.
Yes, okay, okay, okay. Take your time.
I will share again. Ba't nawala yun? Okay.
Yes, yes. Okay, so we have the vocational and technological. But since the advent, no? Since the advent of the senior high school, I think less and less this vocational is eliminated or minimized. But of course, the technological aspect it handles by the Department of Science and Technology, and the other one is yes, Department of Science and Technology. They offer different kinds of technology education. So these are the value setting of the setting of education. That means you can teach in special education, you can teach in online education, you can teach in college universities, you can teach in primary and secondary, and you can teach vocational and technological. So, and then this five aspect, you need the specialty, no? For example, when we talk about primary, that means you have to finish the elementary education, no? Bachelor of Elementary Education, and then in secondary, you have to finish the Bachelor of Science in Secondary Education. Of course, in college, universities, accordingly, no, according to my teacher in postgraduate, that means if you're going to teach in college, you must be one step ahead of your undergraduate students. For example, if they are taking bachelors, that means you must have your mastery. So if you're going to teach masteral, that means you should have your
Doctorate.
doctoral degree. So you must have an advanced. Then if you're going to teach in a special education institution, that means you need to take an special education program. And basically that is offered by Commission of Education, Commission on Higher Education, and then the Department of Education, the Department of Agriculture, all the department, no, they are going to give you the opportunity to have that special education. Then another, the online, of course, when we talk about in online education, that means you must be digitally attuned, no? That means you must be digitally wizard. You must know how to deal with the laptop, with the cell phones to manipulate. And then we talk about vocational, it depends. No, it depends on your specialty. For example, your specialty is welding, then you're going to teach welding. Or your specialty is dressmaking, then you're going to how do you call that? To teach dressmaking. It depends. If your specialty is culinary arts, then of course you must have also that qualification in culinary arts. But actually, there is a bachelor degree in culinary arts, no? Then, so these are the various setting. Okay, any questions?
How about sa religious education?
And that is coming soon with you. Coming soon. That means when we talk about religious education, for example, when we talk about your goal is to teach in the IPLC or Unification Universities, University High School, that means first and foremost, you must know the inside and out of the divine principle. You must know the unification thought. You must know the unification theology. You must know the different aspect of the speeches of True Father or True Father, and then and so on and so forth. Because if you're going to teach uh, in our schools like International Peace Leadership College, but if you pursue religious education, then for example, you finish in IPLC, but you are Seventh-day Adventist. That means you have to master your doctrine as Seventh-day Adventist. If you are Iglesia ni Cristo, you have to master the doctrine of Iglesia ni Cristo. No? And that is one thing. So that means if we pursue in religious education, it will be depends on our religious background. No, on our religious background. So basically, we are unificationists. So that means we must know deep about the divine principle. Okay. Some more clarification or additional insight?
Possible, possible
Okay.
sir, na
So now we have the teaching profession the requirements, no? Number one, if you want to succeed in a teaching profession and then happy in teaching, you must have a strong subject matter knowledge, no? For example, if you are Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, no? Or Bachelor of Secondary Education in Mathematics, that means every curriculum, no, for every objectives, you must know the inside and out of what you are going to teach. If you are going to teach multiplication, you have to master the different aspect of multiplication. If you are going to teach radicals, you must know the different aspect of radicals. Then, if you are going to teach science, example, general science, that is very wide in scope, you must know what is biology, you must know what is chemistry, you must know about the physics, no? But under the Matatag curriculum, because Matatag curriculum is also copycat of the, how do you call that, copycat of K to 12, spiral and ladderized, that means generally you have to master those aspects of you must be a general scientist. When we talk about general scientist, that means you must know chemistry, you must know biology, zoology, no? All those things you must know. Then once you master your area of specialty, that means the tendency is you will become a good teacher. Then effective communication, interpersonal skills. Of course, that is number one thing. Okay? Nawawala ang ating ano.
Nawala.
Doc, pwede
Unstable
pong
ang ating...
magtanong.
Yes,
Doc?
go ahead.
Opo.
Yes.
Yung, di ba po, ang kinukuha namin ngayon is Bachelor of Science in Religious Education. Accredited po ba ito sa sa JED or sa atin lang po?
Yes. Yes, credited yan. That have as a that is a special order. It will not be offered. What Bishop Soria is only thinking about is to compress or to merge the curriculum. When we say to merge the curriculum, for example, you are taking values education. But in values education, for example, you have the subject A. And then in the religious education, you have also the subject A. So that is redundancy. So the application there is those subject A and subject A with the same, no? With religious education, values education will be one only. But along the way, at the finish line, the other one will end up as values educator. The other one will end up as a religious educator. And then this is valid because it cannot be offered by our school by the international by IPLC unless it is not how do you call that,
Accredited.
it is not ordered by the department, by the Commission on Higher Education. So what about paano siya marerevoke? For example, pag ang turnout ng passing rate. So number one is the passing rate. That means accordingly, you should, I think 50%. For example, if you have the 100 students, that means 50% of the students should pass the licensure examination. Otherwise, what will happen is you will have, the course will be revoked. Similarly, it happens to nursing, no? When nursing is very rampant or so many students are taking nursing, then the Commission of Other Higher Education step and then stop accommodating nursing students because of so many nursing students. But accordingly, in teaching profession, I think year by year, a student is multiplying. Okay? Next, you
Okay,
have
sir.
some more
Noted
questions?
po.
Yes, go ahead. Okay, so we have the other one, effective communication and interpersonal skills. Of course, this interpersonal skill refer to our ability to communicate, no, personally with one person and other. And effective communication, that means you must know. For example, if you are teaching English, you must know. You must be good in English, no? And then if you are teaching in, for example, in Bisaya, in some way you must know the mother tongue in Bisaya. If you are teaching in Mindanao or in some remote area, you must know their mother tongue to be effective in communication. But basically, the medium of education, for example, if it is in English, you must know how to communicate, no? You must be effective in communication. And then the other one is we need patience, empathy, and understanding. What do you mean by empathy?
Putting yourself in other shoes.
Yes. Okay. And I think as I go along, no, with these days, no. For example, if the teacher is going in the faculty room and then they will talk, oh, napakabobo naman ng isang yun. Simpleng-simpleng, hindi. So, diyan papasok yung empathy. No? Diyan papasok empathy. That means you must know to handle. You must know the limit. No? You must know the limit of your students. That means, isipin mo, once and one politician say, you must not uplift your student as if they are already graduate in your subject. For example, you are graduate of mathematics. You cannot handle them that as if they are already graduate in mathematics. You must know they are learning mathematics. And then that is the way also to to empathize. And then, of course, we know how to understand. We need to be patient. If you are going to be a teacher, you must have a sack, no, or a truckload of patience. Then organization, of course, that is very important. For example, your lesson plan, your books, no, your subject matter, that must be organized, no. And then your grading system, no, everything, all those aspects in relation to teachers' responsibility, it should be organized. And the time management skills. Because now in under Matatag curriculum, I think we have only 45 to 55 minutes. So that means you must know to use the time wisely. No? For example, your topic is about meiosis or mitosis. You must know that the topic will finish everything. Everything will be done in within 45 minutes. So in 45 minutes, there is an introduction, there is discussion, there is interaction, and there is examination or assessment. And those aspects must be done in accordance with the time limit, the 45 minutes. Of course, if there is some hindrances or some outside of your control, that's another thing. But basically, if you're a teacher, then you must know. For example, one way is that we have 1 hour, 1 hour divine principle, right? We have 2 hours, we have 4 hours, we have 6 hours. Then we have say 3 days, we have 4 days, we have 21 days, no? So that means in 1 hour, you should cover from chapter 1 to chapter 16, if I'm not mistaken, no? If not forgetting the DP. So that means it is compressed, it merged. Only the important point will be discussed in 1 hour. And there is a 6 hour, no? And then similarly, the same thing. The same thing must be done in the time management skill in in teaching. What I'm doing now, I will not, for example, what is music? No, describe what is music. So I will only discuss what is music. I will not zigzag anymore. I will go straight to the point. Why? Because of the time limit. We must know the time management. And then aside from 45 minutes, there is also quarterly, no, quarterly. So within the quarter, there is a curriculum. Now, for example, 45, 45 objectives, 45 competencies, no? Then those 45 competencies should be finished in 1 quarter. And then, no? And then that means you must know how to handle this. Then another thing is adaptability and flexibility. So do you have idea about this adaptability and flexibility?
Being open to changes and have capability in adjusting your teaching method.
Yes, no? Yes. Some more? Yes, go ahead, MJ.
Sir, the T is like one should be flexible to different situations to allow individuals to thrive.
I think our are covered by the black black shadow.
Okay.
So the best example of this is, of course, the comfort zone. No, for example, the comfort zone of those senior teacher. No, senior teacher, that means maybe that is around 50 plus above. No, so when the teacher is 50 plus above, that means traditionally that is chalk and blackboard. That is their comfort zone. That means if they're going to teach, they're going to use the chalk and bulb and blackboard and then some instructional materials. But what happened is we have the COVID, no? So under COVID, there will be a distant learning. No, when we talk about distant learning, that means your students in the house, you are also in the house, and then your superior is in the school. No, you have in different areas. So that means you have to deal with another aspect, no, another media for teaching, and that is online. You're going to use your cell phone, your laptop. And then, of course, you have no choice. If your comfort zone is blackboard and chalk, you have no choice but to adapt and then to be flexible because during this COVID, everything is compressed. No, we called it is call that most most needed competency, no, something like that. That means only those most needed is only incorporate with the curriculum. And then what you're going to do, you must be flexible with the time. You must be flexible with the strategy. We must be flexible in the pedagogy, in the method that you're going to teach. So nowadays, adaptability and flexibility is the name of the game as a teacher. Like myself, before COVID, I have only limited knowledge about laptop. No, I use only laptop because of my postgraduate school. No, I have no choice because once you go to the class of masteral, you go to the class of doctoral, you're going to teach. Sometimes your companion will be division superintendent, assistant superintendent, teacher, head teacher, principal, no? And then I'm only teacher one. So that means you have to adapt. That means you have to adjust yourself in their level. If their level is 3 degree, you must adapt yourself in the 3 degree level. You cannot say, I'm sorry, classmate, I'm only teacher one. No, you must adapt because in the masteral degree, in the doctoral degree, that is a level field. Everyone is equal. Whether you are division superintendent, whether you are commission of higher education employee, whether you are principal, once you entered in a postgraduate studies, everyone is equal. No? Then, another thing is, I think this is number one. This is the very this is another thing, that passion for teaching and learning. No? Of course, if there is an advent of another curriculum, for example, we have the basic curriculum before, then we have understanding by design. No, that is a different curriculum. Understanding by design, and then we have the K to 12. Now we have the Matatag curriculum. And then, of course, what you're going to do is to learn those curriculum, to manage those curriculum, to digest those curriculum. And then, first and foremost, the bottom line is your passion for teaching. Because if you are going, okay, I like to be a teacher because the salary is very high. and then I think in one way or another there will be a problem. That means if you're to be a teacher, you must have a passion. For example, I have my co-teacher, no, and my co-teacher formerly they are my students, and then once they testify, no, they give testimony and they will say, I was inspired by my teacher. I was inspired by you. No, I think one student gave me to a wonderful teacher. No, it's something like that. And those things, no, those things connotes the passion. You must the student must know your passion in teaching, and then they will adapt it, and then somehow few of those pupils you are going to inspire to be the same like you, no, to be the same. I think that is also one way that true fathers say you must become like me, a second self of me, no, a second self of the Messiah, a second self of Christ, no. And then how you're going to do it? You must have a passion in loving God. You must have a passion in loving people. No? Because according to Father, God will look at you, how many people we love, how many people we understand, how many people we care. No? He will not talk, oh, you are already 40 years in being a unificationist, but you only love yourself. And that is a problem. That means when we talk about passion, that means we must know how to love any kinds of people, handle any kinds of members. Okay? That is an injection only. Okay? So, some question about teaching profession required? Do you have any other idea aside from the six? The six characteristic? Yes, Sister Helen, you have something to share?
Hello.
Yes, Sister Elsa, go ahead. Loud and
Ah,
clear.
I was sir, bali dito sa adaptability and flexibility.
Yes.
Even the education is now adapting other way of education from yung sinabi mo kanina sir from K-12 and then now is matatag curriculum. Ano po ang pinagkaiba noon sir?
So in matatag curriculum, I think there is no big difference, but only the objectives and the teaching methods, the lesson planning, no? Because that
lang ang
no,
competency.
then also the competencies, no? It will talk about how the competency is designed, how the lesson plan is designed, no? So, for example, in basic education, we have the 4A, no? The 4A. Then, in some way, there is a 5Es, and then the other way is there is understanding by design, there is an exploration, explanation, something like that. So that would constitute the difference between the matatag curriculum, the K to 12. Basically, the compression of compressing the competency, no? And then somehow they are removing those excess, no? Those excess competency they will remove and then compress it. Okay? Did I answer your questions?
Alin yung mga previous teaching, sir, hindi na siya adapted sa present.
No, you can adapt. It depends on your specialty. No?
Okay.
It
So this
depends
is
on your specialty, and then the simpleness of teaching. No? We need to be simple because the objective is for the student to learn. No? It doesn't connote na, or you are very master in teaching. But the bottom line is, did the student learn? Hmm? Because you will teach them the way they learn. They will learn. That is the key. Teach your student the way they will learn. Do you get the points?
Yes po. Thank you.
Okay.
Kaya meron siyang patience and empathy, no? Kasi
Yes.
you put yourself in the student position so that they can learn.
Kasi narinig ko kasi yung mga obsolete na, hindi na yan adapt. Mga ganong term ba? Hindi na yan, obsolete na yan. Hindi na yan applicable ngayon. Mga ganon.
Sis Elsa, kasi ang
I think-
pagkakaalam ko, nabawasan yata yung mga subjects ng elementary and high school sa matatag curriculum.
Yes, yes. The simplification, the simplification of competency. For example, if in the K-12, the competency is 5, they make it 3. No, they make it 3. So that is mathematically, no, by numbers, the best way to explain it by numbers. So in K-12, there are 5 competency. In matatag curriculum, there is only 3 competency. And then also the design of the lesson plan. No, it connotes also another way of approaching the students, another way of grading system. No, another way of, when we talk about grading system, for example, in MAPE, written work is 30%. So that means if you have the assignment, if you are good in quizzes, no, if you are good in essay, that is only 30%. But if you are good in dancing, singing, physical education, no, if you perform all those aspects, exercise, singing, no, what is within the competency, then you have the 70%. The 70% of your grade. Okay? So there is also a changes. For example, in English, 60-40. 60% is the written works, and then 40% is the performance. So it depends on the subject. No? And then they arrange it also that way. First, the simplification of the competency, the design of the lesson plan, the approach, the teaching approach also follows, no? And of course, the policy, the DepEd policy. So what is the policy of DepEd during this matatag curriculum? I think the slogan of the DepEd, no one should be left behind. Everyone should learn. Every Filipino must be educated. Every Filipino must be in school. No, that is the slogan of Department of Education.
Similar sa slogan natin pala. Ayan, sir.
No one will be left behind.
Yes, maraming kumukopya.
We finally conclude that even the education itself from the government, they are now adapting every now and then. May adaptation talaga. So, hindi siya pwedeng ibaliwala. So, I now understand na
Yes.
ang education must be advanced and flexible and adapt. Kasi ang Catholic kasi, for example, may mga tao tayong mga kausap, sabi niya, mamatay daw siyang, na panganak siyang Catholic, mamatay daw siyang Catholic din. Parang gano'n.
That is
stagnant.
ridiculous.
Stagnant siya
We
doon
can
sa
be-
teaching talaga.
We can be radical, but we cannot be ridiculous. You know what I mean? We can be radical, but we cannot be ridiculous.
So paano parang pag tayo as a religious educator, it's very important. We really need to uh, adapt talaga how we handle this kind of mindset.
Yes.
Thank you po, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Sir,
Again, yes, go ahead, Brother Red.
yung you're talking kanina about evaluations and assessment. So saan mag-falls itong sa teaching profession yung kasi there are
Assessment, I think that is everywhere, no? Every subject, every performance, anything that they are doing, that will connote assessment and evaluation. And then in assessment evaluation, you are going to, it depends on the performance task, it depends of their assessment. Then somehow you are going to use rubrics, no? You cannot just define them by numbers. Sometimes you have to have monitoring and evaluation. You have the rubrics, no? For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, best, better, and good. No? Something like that. No? So that means you must have the rubrics also in giving assessment. And there is a formal assessment and then recorded assessment. When we say formal assessment, that is, for example, I'm teaching now. I can give you quiz now. Then, for example, 1 to 10 or 1 to 5. I give you 1 to 5. So, when I give you 1 to 5 quiz during this time, that will fall under formal assessment. No? Then, of course, that will not be recorded. No, that will not be recorded because you are only measuring, you are only gauging how much they learn. At the same time, you are also gauging the way you teach. If they learn, that means your teaching is effective. If they didn't learn, you must make some adjustment. No, what happened? And then you need also to reflect why they get only, for example, one correct answer. But if they get 5, that means one way they are good and the teacher is good. But if the mathematically by numbers, then they got only 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 like that. That means you should reflect. You reflect the student's ability, mental ability, and then you also need to reflect your teaching strategy. Okay? Did I answer your question?
okay.
I think under our setup in our church, adaptability and flexibility is also very important. For example, you are, how do you call that? You are a lecturer, and then suddenly you are assigned as fundraiser. No? That means you have to adapt. Being a lecturer and then become a fundraiser, then you must also be flexible. Okay?
Totoo yan,
So,
sir. Kasi for me, from fundraiser, witnesser, ngayon nasa martial arts.
yes.
Ang laki ng, we really need to study about martial arts. So malay ko ba, di ba, PWD nga ako, hindi nga ako martial arts. I mean, technically, hindi ako execute, but then by lecturing, yun yung yun yung ina-adapt ko ngayon.
Yes, so by lecturing at the same time you can use the YouTube, no? For example, you cannot execute, you can show the YouTube. For example, you are teaching sidekick, no? And then there is a demonstration of the sidekick in the YouTube. For example, YouTube designed by our brothers and sisters. Now, if they're teaching, then okay, this is the sidekick. No, you can teach not only, you can teach even you are not capable in doing that, as long as you know that is falls under a strong subject matter knowledge. You have the knowledge of what is tong ilmo do all about. You have the knowledge what is sidekick. You have the knowledge about turning kick. You have the knowledge about ASCII. No? So
And
those things.
the good thing about
Yes, go ahead.
manual model, sir, may apps na siya. So, may mga underlining meaning siya sa app. So, yun yung maganda sa atin because we're also adapting into
Yes.
online. So, yun nga, kung di ka, kasi mission pa rin ito. So, kaya lang, iba nga lang ang sa youth. So, kaya, napakaganda na talagang we have to be ready for adaptation of change.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
will not get behind talaga.
Okay, yes. So some more? Okay, next slide, please. So here comes now the benefits of the teaching career. Of course, in everything there is benefits, no? For example, once we do something mission, we have the benefits. There are benefits of being a fundraiser. There are benefits of being a witnesser. There are benefits of being a lecturer, and so on and so forth. Similarly, no, being a teacher as a career, there is also benefits. One way is making positive impact on student lives. No? No? Making positive impact on students' life. And I think that is, accordingly, it says Reverend Samuel Moon is a true teacher, right? True Father is a true teacher. So how many, for example, let's say we are 3 million, no, 3 million members of the Unification Church. So that means those people, 3 million people, have a positive impact coming from True Father. Similarly, for example, when we talk about the Lord Jesus, how many, let's say 1 billion Christians. So that means 1 billion Christians get positive impact from the Messiah, from Jesus, from true parents. No? And that is actually the same. For example, you have 300 students. That means you have the opportunity to make impact to those 300 students. For example, there is sometimes you are very sad. For example, me as a teacher, then I will see my students. Of course, when we talk about job, that is a noble, right? But of course, let's say you are expecting something. Because when a person is going to education, going to the school, you are expecting some big difference, in the life system, in the lifestyle. And then, for example, you see your students, they become teacher. I think something that is some impact not only to the student but also to you. But if you see your students, only standby, and then of course not to disgrace a tricycle driver, I think something it's hurtful because when we stand there as a teacher, you are expecting them to become an engineer. You are expecting them to become attorney. You are expecting them to become a doctor, right? Similarly, when Father is standing there, he is expecting us to become, we have a tribal messiah, right? So that means when True Father is standing there, also, no? Expecting that we should be like Christ, like Messiah, a tribal Messiah. So once we impact that in ourselves, that means that is a success. And then that is rewarding on the part of the teacher. Once you so your students become a teacher, become a nurse, become an engineer, and then that is very great things, no? And that is, I think, that is priceless. No, that is priceless. Sometimes, hi sir, how do you do? Do you remember me, sir? Ah, yes, yes, I remember. How are you now? Sir, I'm already a doctor. Sir, I'm already an engineer. And then your expectation, your hope, you know, should I share your hope for the student is to become better. And then once you see that accomplishment, and then I think that is a benefit that is priceless. And another thing is like a parents, right? For example, we are a parents. And then when we see our children become better than we, no, then that is an impact. For example, my eldest son, no, my eldest son before I'm playing guitar, and then she's also playing. But now she become better guitarist than me. No, he become better guitarist than me. Then we are playing chess. Every now and then he lost, no, he lost. But now I cannot win, no. Then, should I doubt myself? Should I be sad? No, I'm very happy. Oh, my goodness, my son is become a better chess master, better guitarist. And I think that is something priceless, no? And then also my son become a teacher like us, like my wife. And that is also priceless. That means we give impact, no? We give impact. And then another thing is contributing to societal development. No? And that is very important. That means if we can make every student learn, no, not exactly to become intelligent, but to learn many things from us, that is a great thing, contributing to the societal development. That means if we, for example, let's talk about GMRC. If we can impart them the good manners and right conduct, then what kind of environment we will have? No? So that means we will have a respectful, a mannerful society. No? And then another thing is opportunity for professional growth and specialization. No? And I think not only in teaching, no? Once you become a professional, there is room for growth and specialization. No? Because you have the masteral degree, doctoral degree, or in some other, for example, they have a PhD degree, they will take another degree. No? They will take another degree. And that is something. And then, of course, another thing is job security and stability. One thing more, once you become a teacher under the government program, no, under the government, then you have the security of tenure, no, and then stability. For example, like us, no, we have the, I think how many years the COVID? How many years the COVID? That is around 3 years, no?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years.
That means if we are not a teacher under government, what will happen? We lose our job, we lose everything, and then perhaps we will have a bankrupt, right? But since we are under government, now we are employed by government, even there is a 3 years COVID, the salary continue, no? The benefits continue, and then for that I'm happy with God. I'm happy with Heavenly Father, no? And that is for job security. And then I think most of us na should have a job security. And then variety and challenges in the classroom, no? Variety in the challenges in the classroom. You will meet so many kinds of people, just like in the house. For example, you have 5 children, you need to adapt to 5 kinds of attitude, 5 kinds of character, 5 kinds of mentality. But the worst thing there is when you encounter the same like you. You know what I mean? No, the same like you. When you say, when you encounter the same like you, every day, you are fighting yourself. Kalaban mo ang sarili mo. Kasi you have the same character, you have the same attitude, no? So that is something, no? That is also we need to be adaptable, and flexible. So these are the benefits of teaching career. So some insight?
Parang sinabi mo lang, sir, your greatest enemy is yourself.
Yes, yes. As you said, some more insight, reflection with regards to teaching career, benefits of teaching career. Okay, so we go ahead now. Another slide, please. So of course, if there are benefits, there's also some challenges of for teacher. High stress level. No, high stress level. For example, you have problematic students. That comes with problematic students. And different kinds of mental degree or mental level of your students. When we say mental level, it connotes intellectual level, no? When you handle different kinds of intellectual level of intellectuality, that will also put you in test. You know, why they are not learning? And then suddenly you realize that there is an intellectual disability or mental disability. And that is very difficult to handle. The same thing with emotional disability, character disability, and then there, no, you need to be empathize, you need to understand, you have to be patient, you need to be adaptable and flexible. Then another thing is heavy workload and grading responsibility. Every quarter is like a war. For example, you are thinking, oh my God, how can I pass this students? You know, you are look for a way. How can I pass this student? And then checking, doing the grading. But of course, because of the advent of technology, grading system becomes easy because there is an equation you are going to adapt with your laptop, with your computer, and then once you click, then you have all the needs that you have. You have all the needs. For example, the report card, the SF10, SF1, no, all those things, no, it will come out. No? But of course, there is ancillary. When we talk about ancillary, another another type of work outside of being a teacher. For example, you are a coordinator, no? You are advisor of the club. That is another workload. So that means that is also one thing. You need to be flexible and adaptable. And then classroom discipline and management issue. Brother Ray, you have something to share?
Ayan na, sir.
Classroom discipline and
Mamaya na.
yes, yes. Okay.
Mamaya na.
Classroom discipline and management issues. No? For example, your my teacher has a favoritism like this and like that. So that means and how to handle those naughty students. I think that is number one because that will test your patience, that will test your understanding, that will test your empathy in classroom discipline. Then limited resource and funding. Sometimes there are many things to be done, but you cannot do it because limited resource and funding. But actually, especially nowadays, no collection policy. No? So when we talk about no collection policy, that means no source of funds. And then what you're going to do is to slice your salary. Sometimes you have to get from your own pocket. Now, for example, you have something to be done. No fund, then what you're going to do? You need to get from your pocket. And then another thing is continuous changes in educational policies and standards. So from here, you have to be adaptable and you have to be flexible. For example, okay, everyone should teach using the laptop. No, everyone should teach using the laptop. Here comes the the blackboard and chalk traditionalist. Oh, wag na ako, not me. I'm already old. Let them, the younger ones, no? And that cannot be, no? Cannot be because there will be a provision of the TV, of the screen. Of course, if there's a provision of TV and screen, then that connotes you must know how to use your laptop. And then I'm lucky enough because I'm lucky enough because I take the mastery and then the doctoral, and then somehow it gives me an advantage that I need to use the laptop. Of course, I'm not a wizard yet. It's still very many things to learn from the laptop. Every day is a learning. Kaya nga sabi, eh, education is a lifetime learning. A lifetime learning. Okay? So any additional insight from these challenges for teacher?
How about sir? There's no so much challenges on parental involvement in the Philippines, right? In the school.
So many because I think the expectation of the parents is very high. They think you can take everything, no? You can be a guidance counselor, you can be a disciplinarian, and most of all, they will think you are a second parent, and that is a challenges, no? That means from the words of your brother, parental heart. You should have the parental heart.
So, pero magkaiba kasi I experience teaching English in
Yes. Okay. You can
elementary
share.
sa Japan. The parents here, yung PTA nila, very powerful. When the parents will say something, parang takot yung yung mga teacher dito sa mga parents.
Mm. In
That's
some way
applicable,
or
Doc.
another. Yes, go ahead.
Applicable po yung sinasabi ni Brother Roy na takot ang teacher sa mga parents. That is for our private schools. Kasi sa private school po nagbabayad tayo ng mahal. So the teachers should have to meet the standards na wherein nag-expect ang mga parents for that. Pero sa public school po kasi teacher ang mas nasusunod. Asan ka?
Ganun ba yan?
Yes, in some way, it depends
Oo.
on the scenario. It depends on the scenario. But since there are many laws, the Philippine laws that gives edge, no? For example, with the students, nowadays very difficult to discipline because of the law. Sometimes they know the laws, and then okay, ma'am, do you want me to have problem with the SWD?
To report
No?
you.
Yes, no, and that is quiet, no, and then of course, take it or not, we have a problem of respect. The children nowadays lost their respect, no, and then that is a big job for our education system. How we can input again, no, how we can put respect in the hearts of the people, because when respect is there, I think philosophically it connotes also there is love, there is trust, there is obedience. Now when there is respect, just like in Japan, I think in Japan the highest degree of their virtues is respect. No, do I say right, Brother Roy? In Japan, respect.
Kaya yung yung actually yung mga estudyante, mas naniniwala sila sa mga teachers kaysa parents. Yung
Mm.
sabi ni teacher kasi ganito.
Yes, in some way also similar. Minsan nga sa mga
But
apo eh.
then
Hindi
I'll share,
ganyan, hindi ganyan lolo. Ito yung sabi ni teacher eh. In some way.
but then I'll share my experience here, that really yung mga teacher itself takot sa mga parents because yung eldest ko when he was in um, senior high school, nabully siya ng group of students, and then nag-report sa akin, and then sabi ko, i-report mo sa teacher mo, tapos sabihin mo yung teacher mo pag hindi ka mag-action, sabihin mo pag hindi ka mag-action pupunta ka sa principal. Then sabihin mo, pag hindi mag-action ang principal, si Papa pupunta sa police. Hindi pupunta sa police.
Yes.
Ng police. And then, so, sinabi din ng anak ko sa teacher niya, and then immediately tinatawag ang whole school, nag-gather sa gym, and then gi-resolve nila yung problema. Because bullying dito talagang ang ina-address kaagad ng school dahil maraming mga estudyante nagpapakamatay dahil sa bully dito.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yung ganun na experience. Kaya natanong ako na yung involvement ng parents is one also of the challenges of teacher. Kasi personally na-experience ko yun.
Yeah, totoo yan,
Okay,
Brother Roy.
yes. Go ahead.
Yes, totoo yan, Brother Roy. Dito rin ganun din. Hindi naman yung takot ang teacher dahil nagrereklamo ang parents, kundi ang kinatatakutan nila is the outcome of that reklamo sa teacher. Kung ano yung makukuha nilang, hindi naman siguro punishment sa principal o kaya doon sa supervisor.
I think the teacher, the worst thing to happen is you lose your job, you lose your license. Of course, when you lose your job, you lose your license, you lose your economic. No, so because of the laws of the Philippines is yes, no, pro students, and then I think that is something. I don't know what happened, no? What happened after? I think these things happened after President Marcos, no? After President Marcos, our laws become something bias, no? Something we can say bias, and then I hope na soon, no, we will find it. Even how much we put the GMRC, and then also the education of parents is also important in the Philippine setting, no? In the Philippine setting, because most of the students are lost respect. Okay. So some more? Okay, another slides, Brother Roy. So overall, to sum up, overall, the teaching profession is rewarding and essential. No? And I think this is the very important thing. No? Aside of having a parents, no, it's very important having a good teacher. Essential career that requires dedication, passion, and commitment to educating and inspiring future generation. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that is under Department Secretary Gloria says there, be proud you are teacher. The future depends on you. No? Be proud you are a teacher. The future depends on you. No? And that I think that is very important as a teacher. We need a teacher. Any kind of aspect of being a teacher, we need a teacher. Teacher is very need, no? Okay. So I think once you become a teacher, then you will love of being a teacher. Okay. So any reflection? Any reflection from our discussion? So no more? Yes, Brother Mark?
Sir Rudy, bakit akala mo ako ang magtatanong? Kasi,
Because of your picture.
so you
Go
are
ahead if you have something.
already
Plus,
adapting technology.
Naka-flash kasi picture mo.
Ay, ganun ba? Oo nga, no? Kasi nakaset up yung speaker ay yung view ni Sir Rudy eh. So, that is an example of adapting to technology, Sir Rudy. So gumagaling ka na, sir, sa technology. Ano po?
Not exactly. I think I have still many things to learn. No, but I'd admire every day that I will learn something from technology, then I'm very happy. No, I'm very happy.
Yes, sir. Sir, tanong ko lang, nakita niyo po yung sinubmit kong
Yes,
site?
yes.
Okay.
Maybe I will go into it. Maybe I have not rate. No, maybe I didn't rate yet. No, right?
Opo, sir. Hindi ko lang po alam kung
Okay.
na-seen yun. Pero na-send
Yes,
ko na po, sir.
yes. I will look into it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So, one thing more is if you can inspire some brothers and sisters, no, especially those who are young, that very capable to become a future teacher. I think we need that, and that will also help our school, International Leadership College. No, if we are not getting, I think the problem with our personally, the problem of our college first is it is in the remote area, very far. No, I think we need to infuse big capital, no, in order to our school to be an, let's say, state of the art operational. And then for that we need money. And then one way to help that is by infusing online education, no? Online education that brothers and sisters will enroll and then learn, no? And then become a teacher or whatever course that the IPLC is offering, and then that will be great. Okay.
Sir, ibig sabihin, pagka makagraduate po kami dito, we have a chance to teach in IPLC?
Yes, of course. As long as you are a teacher, you are a licensed teacher, then that is already a stepping stone to be a teacher in our schools, like in Songwa, no? And better if you can teach in the Unification Theological Seminary, that is, it's called them SJ. Am I right? I think they changed the name, right?
Oo, lahat may HJ na ngayon eh. Yojong.
Yes. So I think that and also that is an advantage. Advantage. For example, you are a lecturer, you are doing mission, and then that will command respect, no, automatically. I think personally, I perceive being a teacher is command respect. No, sometimes the doctor will say, "Sir," attorney will say, "Sir," the police, "Sir," "Ma'am." No, that is command respect if you become a teacher, and that is very great. And then of course you have to reciprocate, no, to reciprocate that respect. That means you must be in the highest standard of being a professional. Okay, some more?
Yes po, Doc. Because there will never be a professional without teachers.
Yes, precisely.
Kaya let's give Sir Doc a high respect and regard to our teachers.
Sir Rudy, one last
Yes,
question.
yes, go ahead. Yes.
If the teacher is the future,
The hope of the future.
the hope of the future, bakit po mas malaki ang kinikita ng politicians? Bakit mas malaki ang
Because they handle the system eh. Sila yung naroon sa sistema eh. No? And I think that also connotes in every aspect of the society. Kapag sila may hawak na sistema, one thing there is no bad system in a good person. Right?
Yes.
Do you get me? There
Yes,
is
yes,
no bad system with a good person. I think that also I thought it's also coming from True Father. It says communism is good if that leader is good. But if the leader is not good, like Stalin, like Deng, I forget their names. No, if they are, let's say they are killers, I think even good system is not good. No? The system must be run by good people. If that system is bad and run by good people, that system will become good.
So bottom line, kids to becoming a good person.
Yes. Yes, yes.
The bottom line, Doc, is to teach the politician.
Raise
Yes.
up young people to become good politicians.
Yes.
And I think if some of us will become senators, congressmen, I think that will make a difference. If the good people step over the executive government, the legislative government, no? Yes, Elsa, you have something to share?
Good evening again. Actually, for me kasi sir, because I'm in the golden age na. So parang wala na akong masyadong sa teaching. I mean as a teacher, I'm focusing on being an educator. Actually, ang scope of scope of role sa teacher kasi typically nag-refer lang siya sa someone who is specifically responsible for instructing the student in a formal classroom setting, and teacher is focused on the delivering the subject matter, but the educator is more on the broader. Maganda yung combination teaching, religious education, and then the teaching profession. Kasi hindi ibig sabihin na nag-aaral tayo ng subject na ito na we are talaga maging teacher, but I prefer more on the broader and encompassation na anyone involved sa education, kasi napaka crucial yung mga youth natin ngayon. Kung wala ang walang mga advocates to educate our young generation with compassion, marami talaga ang mamislead. So it is advocacy din na somehow even teacher can be an advocate as educator. Parang ganun.
Yes, okay. To sum up what you are telling about, kasi being a teacher, sometimes there is a specific. For example, I'm a teacher of math. I'm a teacher of science. That's only a limited. But in a broader sense, being a teacher, that means you must know how to integrate everything, the values, the fear of God, no, the love for the society, the love of God, and I think that is the true blessing. And then also that is the core values in Department of Education. Makatao, makadiyos, makakalikasan, makabansa. And I think that is also in Genesis 1:28, no? Genesis 1:28. So I think being a teacher, you must encompass every aspect of education. That means, I think in the theory of education designed by our brothers and sisters, education must, just like, I think that is Einstein says, education of the, without the education of the mind is not enough without education of the heart. No? So that means being a teacher, you should not only be a teacher of knowledge, but also you must know how to teach values and then some other aspect that is need in the society, no? Especially the good manners and right conduct, respect for other people, respect for God, respect for the country, respect for the creation, and that is very important aspect. Integration of all values. Okay? Some more?
So, yun lang po ang ano ko kasi medyo na broader lang ang ano ko na ang teacher is only limited for the yun lang ang rule niya. Pero as an educator, kahit hindi ka teacher, 'di ba, sir? Kahit hindi
Yes.
ka teacher, you can
I think being educator, it connotes so many things, no? But sometimes the teacher limit themselves. For example, why should I teach GMRC? I'm a subject teacher of science, no? But in actuality, we must know how to inject, to integrate values, education in our subject matter. And I think if we can adapt that, that is something. And I think in matatag curriculum, that is also, that should, I think in some way, I'm not, because I have not attended the seminars, I think in some ways we must be able to integrate values. If we want to integrate, for example, if you are teaching science, they're asking, you must be able to integrate numeracy. When we talk about numeracy, that it's mathematics. No? Then literacy, you must integrate the communication arts. No, I think during my time in high school, we talk about communication arts. When we talk about communication art, that is Filipino and English. So I think communication connotes so many things, and then that is not only learn to speak, but learn how to understand, learn how to listen, and learn how to speak. Speak what you no, know how to listen, and then I think that is no. Okay, some more.
Sir, I
But
think now sa matatag curriculum po, parang kasi doon sa K-12 po, merong 10% values in every subject. Ngayon po sa ano na lang po ito sa EPP at saka ESP yung values natin. Parang hindi na siya ano doon sa mga ibang subjects.
Naka-integrate.
I think the design of matatag curriculum is the integration, but they give values now in ESP. For example, I think before the K-12, I think that is only once a day. No, once a day to be teach. But now, I think every day there is an ESP. No? I think I have to research more about the matatag curriculum. Okay, some more?
In short, sir, yung the goal of all teachers is to become an educator, not only to instruct,
Yes.
but to raise up young people to become productive in the society. And then, kumbaga, practice what they learn in real life. And Yun nga, educate kasi ang ano course natin ito is religious education. So it's not the goal of teachers is not only to instruct but to instill values also. Kaya may mga values formations, di ba? Values.
Yes, yes.
So yung ganon. So all of us we are a teacher, but then we should become an educator. Not
Yes.
only,
Be an
example, you
educator,
teach
no?
about divine principle, you teach, but then, yung structure lang yung ano mo, tinuturo, yung divine principle, but the application of that, you cannot teach. You cannot become an educator on that. Yun ang,
Yes.
the
And
way
I
I
think
understand.
that is lies beyond the perception of who is the teacher, no? If the perception of the teachers, I am an educator, then that is very good. But if the perception, I'm a teacher of science, why should I care for others? Right? Meron namang, there is an ESP teacher there, then they are responsible. But of course, we need to adapt. We need to instead, because we are standing up second parents, right? If we are second parents, we should not be able to teach numeracy, literacy, or science, but also as well, aside from teaching their minds, that means we need also to teach their heart, you know? The heart, head, and hands, values and skills and knowledge, the KSB. And I think that is the goal of education. The goal of education is those aspect, knowledge, values, and then skills. But of course, sideline with the values is more than values, right? Okay, some more. I think we have a productive discussion today or tonight. No, maybe because of the sometimes it depends on the topic, that is if it is very realistic, interesting, and many points of view to be discussed. I think that is one aspect. No, if the subject matter many points of discussion, and then we can discuss so many things under the sun. No? But the bottom line is, yes, Mark.
Sir Rudy, bakit hindi ako makatulog eh? May tanong ulit ako.
Yes.
Sir, bakit if we are shaping the minds of the professionals, sabihin na lang natin, sir, kasi yun naman ang expectation sa mga if kung mga specialized course like doctors, lawyers, or mga engineers. Kung yun ang role ng teacher, sir, bakit ang baba ng sahod ng teacher? Okay. Tapos, you as a teacher, Doc Rudy, satisfied na po ba kayo sa, I mean, yung po bang compensation nyo ngayon? In your own opinion po, yung po bang compensation nyo
Of
ngayon?
course, okay. So one way, with regards to compensation, of course, we have the standard of living. So I think comparing to the other Asian countries, our standard livings is under 50,000 pesos income per month. Yeah? So that means if our income share in the level of 50,000, I think we can cope up with every needs that we have. No, I think that will have excess. Then as a teacher, I think 17 years is not enough. No, because for example, my background as a unificationist, we have the goal, the kingdom of heaven on earth, right? So, and then personally, my frustration is not to see the children are respectful. I don't give uh, higher values if they are intelligent with the subject matters. I give more weight if they are respectful, disciplined, no? And then you see them as a human being, as a person with all the qualities of a human being, so to speak. So with that, I think 17 years is not enough. I want to see that maybe before I retire, we can raise up, for example, if we have 1,000 population, I want to see those 1,000 population of the students are respectful. They are manifesting the core values of the Department of Education. Makajos, makabayan, makakalikasan, at makabansa. So, but in some way, I'm grateful that I'm become a teacher.
Siyempre naman, sir.
That's passion, sir.
Yes.
Basta passion mo yung isang bagay kahit na hindi masyadong kumikita. Yan. Yun.
I think that is part of being missionary.
Yeah. Just like sa atin, di ba? Example, we
Yes.
are, like example, dito sa my passion really is to give lecture on divine principle, conducting seminars. Kung minsan mag-arrange ako ng mga seminar sa punta ako ng Tokyo, ganon. So, walang budget, puntahan mo, sarili mong pera kasi kailangan mo
Yes.
magbigay. So, ano na yon? Libre na yun. So, hindi mo na iyon iisipin kasi yung happiness mo is to teach, is to give lecture, yung ganon. Parang,
Yes.
kung hindi mo ginagawa, parang kulang yung buhay. Kulang yung buhay.
Yes.
Yung gano'n. Kaya yung pag-start pa lang yung sa klase natin, sir, yung isa doon is that teaching profession is, andito pala, overall, the teaching profession is rewarding and essential career that requires dedication, passion, and commitment to educating and inspiring future
Yes.
generations. Yan.
Yes.
Overall. So, yun. Kung minsan kulang salary, di ba? Kung iisipin mo with yung kumbaga kaya ko naman maging milyonaryo bakit dito ako? Parang gano'n. Because that's your
Sabi nga walang yumayaman na teacher.
Kasi Doc, kung ang iisipin lahat ng tao is the high salary, tapos ang teacher is hindi talaga siya ganun ka yung salary. So kung lahat ayaw nang mag-teacher, di wala nang magiging professional. Sino
Yes, that would be a problem. Yes, that would be a
Sino
problem.
magtuturo sa pulis? Sino magtuturo sa iba pang mga larangan ng profession? Kung lahat ng teacher ay ayaw nang mag-teacher at mag-give up sila because of the salary. Kaya passion talaga.
Hello. Hello
Yes,
po.
yes, Julius. Good night. Good evening. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry po, na-late ako. Kasi akala ko
Yes.
walang pasok. Pero meron pa rin.
Oh,
Okay, sa akin naman, diskarte lang yan. Kasi once na, of course, start ka ng teacher muna. Pero pagka as you progress naman sa position mo, ultimately, sa akin, magtayo ako ng sarili kong school. Start from teacher, pero having that experiences, magtayo ako ng school. Especially, tayo mga unificationists, na we can, kasi if we have our own school, we can put into additional in the curriculum, the divine principle lecture. So not directly name divine principle, but values, something like that, formation subject. Because if you talk about consistency on having a good characters, it should be continuous education, not just the slogan only, but it should be continuous education. So uh, for me, if I will become a licensed teacher, I may not be able to teach in the school, but I would use that as of course credential for as a pastor, as a lecturer, that I have graduated in this or licensed in this teaching profession. Because that is our guide to become a professional lecturers, professional educators. That's encompassing on that position. So, ayun sa akin, hindi ako mag-stick diyan, but I have to future plan. I have to make my own school. Kasi, yun din, hindi ka nga yayaman sa teacher, pero pag may diskarte ka naman, you go beyond that, gagawa ka ng school. Of course, pag makilala yung school mo, diyan ka naman. Hindi ka lang kikita diyan, yung school mo, yun na rin yung way of education. Magiging tribe mo na
Yes.
rin yung mga doon. Magiging tribe mo na yung lahat ng mga estudyante doon, belong na to your tribes. So, that's my, hopefully, in the future.
Yes, yes, okay. So the best way, according to you, is for all of us, not only a tribal messiah, but also to become an school owner, no? Where you can teach everything under heaven, not under the sun, under heaven.
True po yan, Doc, because that is true father's dream po na sana lahat magkaroon ng school. Kasi from there, we can teach the divine principle. We can educate
Yes.
all the students inside our own school pag meron na tayong school.
Yes, you have that kind of authority. You're
Yes.
the owner of school.
And then that also connotes blessing. No, according to the research, no, when I was listening, when I was glancing, no, in the FB, number one rich church is the Latter-day Saints, no, the Latter-day Saints, very rich church, no.
Mormons?
So I think
Mormons, sir?
yes, Mormon. No, according to the report, the richest church in the world. No? And then followed by the Roman Catholic, no, Vatican Roman Catholic, because I think there are segment, the German Roman Catholic, and then the Australian Roman Catholic. So follow in that order. So I think that is also waiting for us, because I think God will not restrain, no, to give us blessing, just like he give blessing to Solomon, but Solomon take it for granted, no, become ungrateful. God gave blessing to King David, but take it from granted. I think those are knowledge, no, a learn lesson that once God gave us blessing, we must know how to handle, not use them for our lustful pleasure, no, just like David and how do you call that, Solomon, no. Once give a blessing, then we use it in God's disposal, no. Okay, so some more.
In connection para sa purpose, ang academy ba sir is consider rin siya na I mean if you put up like academy, teaching academy, or they are formed by blessed family na magle-lecture, forming academy, ano ba siya? Required ba siya kuha ng license sa CHED or sa DepEd?
License as a school or as a teacher? Of course, when we talk, there is an special order, no, license from the Department of Education, accreditation from the Commission of Higher Education, and then also the teacher must also license, because under government policy of each nation, no, we should abide with the laws. The laws require that we have the license to operate, license to teach.
So pag
That's
nag-graduate
cannot
kami dito,
mayor's permit, government's permit, right?
pag
Did I answer
nag-graduate,
your question?
pag nag-graduate kami dito sa religious education, hindi rin kami mag-take ng teacher's board.
Yes, you must. It's a must. If you're taking teaching as profession, it's a must to take how do you call that? To take examination. But also, it depends on the school. If they know that you are a graduate of education, if they want you to teach, that's fine. That's okay. No? And I
I
think
mean,
the Department of Education, the Department of Education, the government operation, the government operated schools requires the license. But if it is a private, it depends on the private policy. For
for
example, I have a
example,
private school. It depends on I can accept or reject those are not licensed teachers. For example, I see you as a good. You are a
oh,
good teacher. Why not? Why not try for you to teach in my school? Because you are a good teacher. No?
even if
Of course,
I don't have
prerogative is
license
the
to teach.
licensed teacher. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
One more question, sir. When we finish the religious education course, even if we are not uh we didn't,
License.
even if we are not
Yes, you can teach. Even if you are not a
we can
licensed.
apply we can
Yes, you
apply.
can apply. No, it depends on you can apply. No, you can apply, but your status will always be floating. No, for example, you will remain as temporary, provisional. No, no. Those are the
We can
categories. If you're
we can take board exam as a
yes,
teacher.
if you take board exam, better if you take board exam. If you if you finish the religious education, better. For example, if you are you are only 50 now, no, accordingly. Oh, that
Mm.
means in 3 years' time you will take the board exam. So that means before you reach your 60s
It's
or 65, no, you have ample time to teach. Maybe a decade, a decade to teach in public schools.
Okay. Kasi yan yun yung in connection sa sinabi ni Brother Julius, somehow if we build our own school, so we need to take license talaga for us to
No,
have.
if you are the owner of the school, no, you don't need to take license because you are the school owner.
But
You can
better,
teach at your own disposal. If you want to
I
teach, you can teach. If you are the owner of the school.
yes, but for me, sir, better you have that experience before you put up your
License.
Yes,
school.
experience and license. Yes, yes.
Yes, before you put up, so you can the you can announce it.
Kasi we want to
Yes, they.
why we ask sir, because this will be maybe our legacy.
Yes.
We will
Yes,
build
yes,
our
yes, yes.
legacy of as an educator.
Actually, that is the destination of the teacher. If you are a teacher, your destination is you should have your own school after your retirement.
Yes.
Mm.
You can research.
Sige,
If you can research,
mag-graduate tayo.
if you research,
Graduate
most
dito.
of the school owner coming from the became a teacher.
Yes po, Doc. Kasi
Kailangan talaga natin
if you plan po na mag-put up ng school, you should be a professional teacher. Hindi daw po pwedeng mag-run ng school kapag hindi ka owner or kapag ka po hindi professional teacher.
Oh yes, okay.
Pwede
Okay,
naman
thank you for that
kasi
information.
pwede naman natin mag-finance lang, pero mag-hire ka talaga ng professional.
As
Dapat
owner,
ang principal
as
mo
I cannot,
professional.
Oh,
yes,
for
you
example,
cannot
ikaw,
act as the
pera ka,
principal perhaps.
financer ka lang, and then mag-hire ka ng principal, ng professional, at saka teacher.
Pero wala ka doon sa CEO position or COO position. Kasi dapat
Owner.
daw talaga a professional teacher ang owner ng school.
Mm. You are only on the background. No, background ka lang.
Yes
Pero
po,
yung mga,
yes.
you heard about the school of sa Cavite, di ba? Ang school sa Cavite, they are forming by all blessed family.
I think
Wala
Kumuha
Mario
sila
Goy,
ng
no, right?
education. Kumuha
Ha?
sila ng education unit.
Sila ni
And
Kuya Mario.
they took the board exam. Kumuha sila ng education unit with their profession.
Pero
Yung may-ari ng NGIS, New Generation International School, kumuha sila ng education unit and then they took the board exam.
Ganun ba?
If I'm not mistaken, I think that is Mario Goy, right?
He's
In
a
Cavite.
president. Siya
Yes po,
president.
Doc.
President yata
I
sa
think
no?
if God permits, I think so in San Pablo City, no? If God's
ikaw,
permit.
yes. Yun yung goal natin talaga. Yun yung goal natin, magiging ownership. Talagang and then more on talaga tayo. Legacy na next. Plus family build or legacy na tapid. Thank you so much for the sharing
Okay,
and
some more?
ideas.
Okay, so I think that's all for tonight. And then we will see you on tomorrow night for our next, for 203, no? The teacher, no? And then, okay, thank you for coming. And I hope that you can finish your required course. Okay, Sister Elsa, can you close with the prayer?
Okay. So let's join me in our closing prayer. Our most loving Heavenly Parents and true parents, thank you so much for the privilege, for the opportunity that we are having this kind of online class wherein we are really want to equip more ourselves how to become a true educator of our movement, especially how we could really be able to embody your words through us.
Yes.
Guide us, Heavenly Parents. We really want to help our true mother and our innermost desire how we could really be able to contribute something towards the fulfillment and in the providence of restoration. And up until now, still the kingdom of heaven, still far away. And through us, as a blessed central family, this is our initiation how we could be able to learn more deeply how we deal with religious people, because the people nowadays is really there's a lot of people nowadays are really prepared to join, but only we don't have enough ability how we teach them. And this thing, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Parents, is our way how we could really educate more ourselves in preparation, especially we are now in the era of Chun El Santum, wherein the manifestation, the substantialization of Chun El book. Thank you so much, Heavenly Parents, for our professor, Doc Rudy Gonzales. We know that by teaching and extending his duty to educate us, it's also important, but still Heavenly Parents, you extend him to us, and then we know that he is also doing his best to teach us how we could really be able to become a professional teacher or a professional educator. Thank you once again, Heavenly Parents, for the privilege and we experience tonight as brothers and sisters. We share together. We are happy and we are longing and looking forward for the advancement through this small community as a blessed family. We share together. We invite your divine presence. We want to conclude tonight the meeting that whatever things that we have learned tonight, it also give us more knowledge and nourishment in our spiritual vitality elements, so that we could also apply in our daily lives. Thank you so much once again. All of these things we ask and pray in my name, Elsa Orlando Providencia, a blessed family member. This I pray, Aju.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sister Elsie. And thank you, Brother Roy, for the technology. And thank you, everyone, for coming in our online class, for all of you. No, to Mila, Helen, Mark, and to everyone. To Roy, no?
Please open your camera. I'll take picture.
Okay, yes, okay.
Camera. Okay.
Open the camera, please.
Really, this is our attendance.
Where is Silvia is not
1,
around, right?
2, 3. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Good night, brothers and sisters. Good night, class. See you
Thank you, sir.
tomorrow.
Thank you po. Good night.
Okay, sleep well. God bless.
Bye.